Do you hear me? Yeah. So now a more technical talk about what an Odoo module, and we will see some basics on how to develop an Odoo module. First of all, some words about me. I'm Damien on GitHub, Odoo developer since 2009, OCA member and delegate, and currently working at Foodles. So let's talk a bit about Foodles. What is Foodles? We are a food tech company. We offer several services about food for people to eat, to have lunch midday or at the evening with fridge and canteens, making innovative social and sustainable catering services. So we have French Tech, etc. and Choose My Company labels. We operate in France mainly, but two in Brussels, Luxembourg, London, and few cities more. An overview about the agenda of this talk. So we will see what an Odoo module, what does it do, a few words about the module structure, model inheritance, access rights, views, how to add business logics, and some tips and tricks not to fall into when you are developing. So what's an Odoo module? An Odoo module is mainly coded with Python, with some XML, JavaScript, and CSV. A module can create or improve or fix a feature in Odoo. So either it can be very tech one to serve as a base for some other modules, or you can really add business logic or some views, menus, etc. in Odoo. So first, the Odoo structure. I took this picture from Google or whatever. So an Odoo module is always structured this way. We have an init.py file to serve as a Python module. The manifest that will declare what the module is doing. It contains the license and all the dependencies of your module. A models directory folder with all the business logics where you create new or you want to add features to a model, for example, RS partner or sale order or whatever. The views folder, which will be to add something in the Odoo view, so in the displays. Some statics folder with mainly JS, JavaScript and images, and some other folders that will be used, for example, the test one, to be able for the continuous integration to run tests against your module. The security one, where you can define the access rights, create new groups, create new things about security in your module, and the internationalization folder, which will contains all the translation from your module. So now, what's an Odoo model and how do we make it registered in Odoo? There are several ways to add business logic. Either you create a completely new model, so you define a new class in Odoo. with the underscore name. Here is a vehicle, and a description. What will do? What this object will do in Odoo, and you can add some fields, etc. This code will go in the vehicle.py file under the models folder, and you will import it in the init.py file. So here you create new models, new database tables. You can inherit to add business logic or fields to an existing model. So here, if in the previous slide we create a new model in a specific module, in another module we can inherit it to add number of wheels, for instance. So the key part is about the underscore name and the underscore inherit that will tell Odoo to add a new column named wheels into the Odoo database. More tricky ones for the last part. Prototype inheritance. So here you have a car class, so it will result in a new table in the database, name car, that will inherit from a vehicle, vehicle, yeah, and we will have two tables in the database, one for the vehicle and one for the car, with all the fields from the vehicle copied into the car database table. And obviously, you don't need here to give again the name and the wheels, except if you want to change something. For instance, to change number of wheels, or adding new fields. And here, the new field will only be added in the car table. So you create a new specialized field for the car object. The last part is the inheritance, the delegation inheritance, so that you can create a car which will embed the vehicle instance inside him. So you will have a link here. I didn't wrote it, but you will have a vehicle ID. It's kind of relation. It's a relation field that will refer to the vehicle model, and then you can do whatever you want in the car object. So you can add a color, and in the table car you will only have two things: the color and the vehicle ID, which refers as a foreign key to the vehicle. So those are the four ways to create or extend a new model into Odoo. So I took the photo here for about the traditional inheritance or the delegation with the name that will change here. I choose to write about about the access rights and access rules before talking about the views, because with the new version of Odoo, if you don't provide security, you won't see anything in the UI. And it's taken from a slide from Olivier Denis, which is a great developer from Odoo. So here, as a user, I want to access a data, but there are several steps to several checks, sorry, to access the data. The first one is about if I don't have the groups, I won't access the data. But if I am in the group A and everything is configured in Odoo about the groups and the rules part, you will gain access to the data. So to the record, to the instance of a model into Odoo. About the access right, there are 4 layers. The groups. So you tell I'm in the group B or in the group A. There are a lot of groups in Odoo, which are defined by XML. You have the access, and the ER model access does tell you if you can access this model if you have the group. You can have per group ER rule. So ER rule is about who can access globally the rules, the object. So if you, it's used for the multi-company, for instance, in Odoo. So you can have per group or global rule. Each one of the groups or the rule affect on the create, read, or write, or unlink operations. And you can define it either in Python or XML part directly in the views. So now let's talk about the views. How to display something in Odoo. The basic one is the tree view. So you get a list of, here it's a contact from Odoo community. So you get the list, so you can see the name, the phone, the mail, the user ID, etc. about the partner. And how it's declared, it's in XML, and you have here a tree tag in which you specify everything you want to see in the tree view. Another view is a form view, so you get a more detailed view from the list view. If you click on one, you will get access to the form view. And here is a more complex one. You can have smart buttons, you have groups, you can organize with notebooks and tabs. And the code is a little more complex, but you have the form tag, and you can have some sheet and the smart buttons to display something. Here we have a group which displays the phone, the mobile, and the mail, which refer to the phone, mobile, and mail here, for instance. The search view is always displayed on top of tree or Kanban view, and you can start typing something, and you will get a list proposed about what you want to filter. You can have specific filter, group bys, and you can have favorites here. So same thing as the overviews. You have the search tag, and then here we can say we will search on field name, but if I start typing some characters, it will search on display name, ref, or email, like what I started typing on in the box. The filters here are what we are here in the filter. So basically you can find individual or companies, or archived partners. And you can have group bys here. I simplified the view, but we can group by company. So in the tree view, we can have all partners from Belgium, from France, from Spain, etc. The Kanban view, you can display cards with some basic information, basically the name and some. Here we have the mail. And the trick here is we have the Kanban tags, and then we can declare all the fields we want to use in the effective display of the Kanban card. So if I want to see the street in the Kanban box, in the card, I have to declare the field just before. There are not so basic views into Odoo. The calendar one, the pivot, graph, cohort. I think it's only in enterprise. I think I didn't put some screenshot of them, but you can find them by the tag, the name here, pivot, calendar, graph. If you grab the code. When you declared the views, so the tree, form, search, which are the most useful one, you have to declare some actions. So when I click on a menu, so let's do the other way. If I have a menu in Odoo, when I click on the menu, it will trigger an action, which will show me some views. And with this, I can have a complete declaration, and I can see something in Odoo. If there is if a menu has no parent, it will be displayed in the app switcher in the enterprise version, or as a main menu in the community version. The same way we can inherit on models. You can have inheritance on models. We can have inheritance on views. So just to add the field I created in my module using XPath. XPath can be tricky. We do not recommend to use the brackets and the numbering on the tags on the expression to match a tag. Because if there is another module that will inherit this view, you can easily break the inheritance process. And the XPath position in Odoo, you can put a field before another one, after, inside a group. You can use attributes. For instance, I want it to be the new field to be invisible upon some conditions. With a module in the OCA, we can move some field, which avoid us to replace and redeclare it another way. Replacing field can break inheritance, so we have to be careful with this. Do you get some time? Yeah. So about the business logic, so we saw how to add new fields, etc. But we can do some computation on named onChange or compute fields, which change the value of another field based on the change on a set or the value of other fields. So we can hide fields, etc. with this, with the unchange, and we can change the domain or the values. So this is only on the UI. The other part is you can have computed fields, so that can be stored or not. And we use the depends decorator in Odoo to do this. So with this, you can have only computed fields based on business logic of your company or whatever you want. You can add constraints with Odoo. For instance, here to check if the date start is before the date end of a contract in Odoo. So you can so it's a simple method that will raise if it's not the condition is not filled. So here it's declared in Python. You can have SQL constraints. So here it's the constraints check is deferred to the Postgre, and we can write simple SQL constraints here. So we have, for instance, here it's about accounting. So credit plus debit must be a positive field. The result must be positive. So if it's not the case, we will have an error in the Odoo UI. Quickly, some tips and tricks. You can use a lot of widgets in the code. There are some links with Cybersys. There are some things about in the Odoo documentation too. But of course, as developer, you can grep widget equal something in the code, and you will have all the list of the widget which change how a field is displayed into Odoo. A nice thing is about the show and hide column in the tree views. So you can build simple views and add optional equal hide in the XML declaration of the view. And with this, the user can select which column you want to see in the tree view. Some Python tricks, you can add tracking equal true. So in the chatter, you will have the value, new value and old value, and who did the change and at which time. Copy equal true in field definition. So when you duplicate a record, it will duplicate the value too. By default, the value is not copied. You can add default value. I show something in the beginning about a car having 4 wheels by default. And the help field, which is very useful for the user, the end user of your Odoo instance. So when you are over a field, it displays a tooltip which about how to use this field, and it's really helpful for the user. Of course, there are all the field you can see in you can use in Odoo in the documentation. A little last tips. You can have one Odoo server with a lot of modules, but you can have several databases with different modules installed, but they will share the same code base. So by doing this, you can have sales installed for one customer, the CRM for another. But if you want to upgrade a module, you have to take care, because it will impact all the server and all the instances of Odoo you are using. Moreover, if there is change or fixes in the views, you can have error in some instance that not have been upgraded. Thanks a lot. Do you have any questions, remarks? It was clear enough? Yeah. Yeah. We usually do this. Sorry. So the question is if there is some code or some utilities only not dealing with objects or whatever, where should we put it? We usually put it under models, or if you want to have, you are free to have your proper structure if you want. So you can have a utils.py in the root of your module if you want it. Just import it to use it. Is that okay? And thanks to our sponsors for the event to happen. Thank you.
Pour chaque conférence, on va utiliser les mêmes outils.